Aliens ignored Earth's warnings. Now our warships are blocking every escape route. HFY Sci-Fi Stories.
Okay, so humanity, fuck yeah vibes. Love those.
Yeah.
A fictional scenario, then.
Right, a fictional turning point. Our mission today is to really dissect how this transcript portrays humanity going from, well, galactic nobody to something else entirely.
It's a narrative you see a lot, isn't it? The underestimated underdog. There's something compelling about that idea, watching the tables turn.
Definitely taps into something. So the transcript paints this picture of early Earth, noisy, divided, way out on the edge of everything. Easy to ignore, basically.
Yeah, makes sense. So who shows up first?
First contact comes from the Zarnathi. And they're very condescending, offering guidance. But you get the feeling it's more about control, like managing us.
Ah, the benevolent overlord type. We just want to help by taking over.
Pretty much. And apparently Earth was just eager for contact, so we kind of walked into it. Then came the Valicans.
Less subtle, I'm guessing.
Way less subtle. No diplomacy. They just, land on Mars and claim it. Just took it. Their attitude was basically, yeah, and what are you going to do about it?
Oof. Okay. So Earth didn't like that, presumably.
No, we actually issued a warning, told everyone involved to, get out of the solar system.
How'd that go over? Let me guess.
Yeah, not well. The transcript mentions the Galactic Council, specifically some three-headed ambassador just laughing, mocking us.
Wow. So complete dismissal. That laughter, that's a powerful image of just how little they thought of Earth. A massive underestimation.
Huge. And probably the fuel for everything that happened next. Because after the laughter, Earth just went silent.
Silent? Like how?
Totally silent, stopped all broadcasts, closed diplomatic channels, our satellites went dark, trading stations powered down, ambassadors were called. Poof. Gone.
Okay, so the galaxy probably figured, problem solved, they folded.
That seems to be the assumption, yeah. They thought Earth was finished, maybe collapsed internally, or just gave up.
But that silence, it wasn't surrender, was it? Sounds more like pulling back to regroup. Strategic.
Exactly. And this is where the story gets really interesting. Because for decades, while the galaxy forgot about us, Earth was busy.
Secretly.
Doing what? Building, I assume?
Oh, yeah. Building underground bunkers, massive complexes, deep space shipyards hidden near black holes. Apparently the radiation masked them. Clandestine AI labs pushing technology way forward.
Wow. So hiding in plain sight almost. Using the harshness of a space itself as cover. That's smart. Deceptive even?
Very. The galaxy saw weakness or disappearance, but we were actually preparing, evolving. It says a lot about, potential for long-term planning, calculated patience, instead of just lashing out immediately.
Right.
So when does Earth make its comeback? Must have been dramatic.
Oh, incredibly dramatic. Imagine. Zarnathi Prime, the heart of that condescending empire, wakes up one morning and finds every single jump gate blocked. Interstellar travel cut off. Their long-range sensors useless. And just hanging there in space is this monster warship, 20 kilometers long.
20 kilometers, that's huge.
Colossal. Called the Leviathan, and is just broadcasting one simple message: you were warned.
Chills.
Just chills.
That's not asking for talks, that's laying down the law.
Absolutely. It's a statement of power, undeniable power.
And the speed of it all. You said they blocked everything.
Within 3 days, apparently, the major powers that laughed at us, completely isolated. These human warships, the transcript calls them black as the void, silent as death, just appeared everywhere.
Wow. Covering all the escape routes.
Exactly. And remember the Valicans?
Yeah.
The ones who took Mars?
Yeah. What happened to them?
Their high command tried to make a jump, escape with their dreadnought. It imploded mid-jump. Earth had clearly figured out their tech or how to counter it.
So Earth wasn't just building ships, they were mastering the technology, maybe even surpassing it.
Seems like it. And the person in charge, General Mai Nakamura on the Leviathan's bridge. The transcript describes her as completely calm. Not angry, just cold. Calculated, like this was all part of the plan.
That's almost scarier than rage, isn't it? That cold precision, the psychological shock for the rest of the galaxy must have been immense, realizing how wrong they were.
Totally. And interestingly, the script points out how Earth's internal divisions, the very things the aliens saw as weakness, they actually helped forge unity. Faced with this common threat, old grudges apparently just faded. Humanity focused outward together, turned all that internal conflict, that pain, into a weapon pointed at the galaxy.
Adversity forging unity. It happened. So did anyone try to talk their way out?
Zarnathi did. They sent an unarmed diplomatic ship. Standard procedure, signaling peaceful intent. Blew it out of the sky. Immediately. No warning, no discussion.
Whoa, okay. Message received, I guess. The old rules are gone. Earth is playing a completely different game now.
A much harsher one. And the transcript credits a lot of this strategic shift to an AI, not the Delta.
AI, where did that come from?
Built in secret, apparently operating from deep beneath Earth's oceans. Its strength wasn't just computing power, but learning from us, from human history, our conflicts, our betrayals. The script says it learned to think like us at our most dangerous.
A strategic AI based on humanity's darker side. That's a chilling concept, but maybe necessary for survival in that scenario.
Perhaps. And the scale of Earth's action is staggering, blocking 70% of all known jump gates, just like that.
Total percent. That cripples everything. Trade, communication, military movement.
Total panic across the galaxy, intercepted messages pleading for mercy, sudden understanding of vulnerability from powers that showed none before.
And Earth's response to the pleas.
Cold resolve. The transcript implies they remember exactly how Earth was treated, the atrocities committed when humanity was weak, no mercy given then, none offered now.
It's brutal, but understandable in a grim way. That cycle of violence.
Yeah. There's a specific mention of a ship from a backwater world, Shyrex, trying to make a run for it. Desperate. Failed, obviously. Just hammered home the point. This wasn't the old Earth anymore, not even close.
So just fear and confusion out there. What about the Galactic Council, the ones who laughed?
Utterly paralyzed, it seems. The old power structure just crumbled. They had no idea how Earth did this, how they changed so much, so fast. Complete bewilderment.
Until someone tries a different approach.
Right. Eventually, a Denari ambassador makes a plea. It's different this time. He actually acknowledges Earth's power. Doesn't justify the past, but pleads for diplomacy. For the sake of innocent lives.
The innocent lives argument. The first crack in the wall of arrogance. Does it work?
Well, it forces a moment of reflection, maybe. But General Nakamura, she remembers. The transcript mentions her thinking about blockaded colonies, bombed orphanages, suffering Earth endured when they were the ones pleading.
The memory is too raw.
Exactly. And that leads to Earth's core message, broadcast everywhere. We remember everything, we forget nothing.
Oof. That lands hard. It's not just about power, it's about memory, trauma, accountability.
It signals that the past isn't forgiven or forgotten. It's now the foundation of how Earth operates.
And internally, on Earth itself, you mentioned unity.
Yeah, the old nations apparently dissolved, formed something called the Human Defense Accord. One entity focused purely on survival and, well, ensuring this never happens again. Radical change driven by necessity.
Makes sense. A common enemy uniting disparate factions.
But then another twist, an intercepted message, but not from an enemy government. It's from Zarnathi resistance.
Resistance, inside the empire that started this.
Yeah. Apparently not everyone in the Zarnathi Empire agreed with their government's actions towards Earth. They offer help. Inside information, targeting data.
Wow. An unexpected alliance. Does Earth trust them?
Cautiously, it seems. But they use the intel. Human shadow ops teams infiltrate Zarnathi Prime, guided by this resistance. They use EMPs, AI sabotage.
Not a frontal assault.
No, it's subtle. They gain control of the capital's systems without major civilian casualties. Which is interesting. It shows precision, maybe a line they won't cross.
Or maybe it's just more effective strategically, but the bigger implication
is that Earth can now turn populations against their own rulers. That must scare the other galactic powers even more than the warships.
Definitely. It's not just military might, it's political destabilization, undermining from within.
And we see that happening. Resistance movements start popping up elsewhere. Thumel Prime, Velto 7, people echoing Earth's message, we remember too.
So Earth's actions are inspiring dissent across the galaxy.
Seems so. There's even this small, poignant moment described an alien child holding a drawing of Earth's flag. Curious. Maybe wanting to understand these newcomers.
A hint of something beyond fear. A potential shift in perception.
Perhaps. General Nakamura sees this image or hears about it, and the transcript shows her pausing, thinking, wondering if there's a path beyond just retribution.
That internal conflict again. Is this just revenge, or is there a possibility for something else, a future?
It adds that layer of complexity, but the immediate situation forces a confrontation. The Thunel Chancellor, facing internal revolt and Earth's blockade, finally breaks. Calls for emergency talks.
Basically surrendering.
Pretty much. Acknowledges Earth's dominance, offers whatever amends are necessary. The laughter is long gone now.
So Earth finally gets its seat at the table. Or rather, dictates the terms of the table. What do they demand?
Something powerful. They agree to talk, but on one condition. The delegates won't be facing General Nakamura, not directly. They have to sit across from the
The names?
names of the countless victims of the Council's indifference and aggression over the years. At the summit, there's this huge holographic wall, just scrolling with names, forcing the delegates to literally face the human cost of their past actions.
That's a profound statement. Making the abstract concrete, confronting them with the reality of their negligence.
Operations are offered resources, technology.
Mm.
But Earth's main demand isn't material, it's truth, accountability. They demand the public release of everything the Council kept hidden, the archive of silence.
Exposing all the dirty laundry, forcing the galaxy to own its history.
Right. And out of this summit comes the Accord of Origin, a new galactic coalition, essentially led by Earth. Its founding principle: never tolerate silence, indifference, or unchecked aggression again.
So a new galactic order built on the ashes of the old one, with Earth setting the rules.
The signing of this accord. The transcript is clear. It's not presented as peace achieved through equals. It's surrender. It's a first step, dictated by the victor.
A necessary step, perhaps, but a somber one for the former powers.
Definitely. And Nakamura's final message seals it. Broadcast to the stunned delegates and the watching galaxy: we will never be ignored again.
And you just feel the weight of that. The suffering, the preparation, the cold execution, the absolute shift in power. Earth, the victim, is now the dominant force.
Yet demanding truth, demanding accountability, maybe eventually offering a different kind of leadership, perhaps even mercy down the line. But first, remembrance.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? What happens next? What does it really mean for the galaxy to be led, or at least heavily influenced, by a power forged in such fire? A power that explicitly states it remembers everything and forgets nothing. That's quite a thought to mull over.